before I do start this video, I want to say it's going to be a positive video, not a negative video. So if you're here for negativity, move on, find somewhere else. And I want to do a disclaimer as well. I'm going to talk about D'Angleo Wallace and about his video we did yesterday and the positive side of it. And I'm not a doctor. If you do suffer anything like this, these mental health problems, anxiety, please see a GP, please see someone professional to help you. So where do I start? D'Angleo Wallace has been vanished for 9 months off the internet, and he did this video yesterday explaining his mental health, his anxiety, and it gets really in depth. I'll put the link below so you can watch the whole video if you choose to. There are trigger points in it, so be careful if you do suffer from mental health. And if there are any trigger points in this as well, I'll blank out what I can, blur and kind of thing, bleep out some words I can't use. So yeah, so watch this with caution. But yeah, first of all, I've watched the video a couple of times and I've highlighted a few bits that are important. First of all, you got the welcome back.
So the video you're about to watch is not edited at all. Now, it's not a waste of time either. I'm not here to just rant forever. I do have a goal. I definitely have something to share with you.
Yeah, it's quite emotional, this part, so beware. Could be triggers.
Part of me just wants to die sometimes. All the time. It's like I haven't found a way around it. I search for ways around it. I do everything I'm supposed to do, like, therapy and taking care of myself and all of that stuff. But the truth is, I have really severe anxiety and depression, and it often leads to suicidal ideation.
I know I've been through some mental health and depression and anxiety issues, but I've never felt that bad to do that. But yeah, it's full respect to D'Angleo for actually doing this video, talking about this. The reason why I'm doing this video is because, as you know, I've done mental health series, talked about mental health, different stages of life, different things like that. The idea of mental health is understanding your mind. So I'm not a doctor. Go see a GP if you do have any of these thoughts, any of these things that go on your mind. So then he moves on to therapy and things that, watch and see.
I know where it stems from. Like, I've done a lot of therapy, y'all. It's not like it's a surprise. It's not like I'm broken or anything like that. And I have ways of mitigating this. And I feel like the two parts of me, there's percentages, right? Sometimes if I try really hard to get out of bed in the morning and brush my teeth and look presentable and surround myself with positivity and all of that stuff, I can get the part A of me to be like 90 through 99%. So sometimes I'm perfectly fine 99% of the time.
The next part is something that is a lot of YouTubers, I'm sure, cope with this. Trying to create with the anxiety in your way and stopping you and like a barrier creating and stuff like that. I used to get this so much. I had so many ideas written down for YouTube videos, but I didn't film them because my anxiety was telling me, no, don't do it. But I'm sure there would have been good videos. The ideas were fantastic, I could have done no problem. But my anxiety, different route, you believe in negativity rather than positivity side of things. That's what anxiety does to you. And it's not a nice thing at all. And then he goes on to talk a bit about how anxiety affects him.
Just thinking about trying to create things, because I'm just like, I have no content. So what am I supposed to upload? And of course, the anxiety part of my brain would take that little small thought and blow it up. oh, well, if you don't have content to upload, no one's going to watch you. And that makes sense because you were never worth watching anyway. And, you know, you have to do all these things just to get people to like you. And these aren't true thoughts that I actually believe, but like anxiety doesn't care about things that are true or make sense. It just makes you feel the weight of the worst possible scenario, even if you're not in it.
You see, with me, I've never explained this before in my series, the anxiety is like being trapped down a well. And you can't get out, you can't climb out the well, and any thoughts of positivity are blinded by a brick wall or a cloud, and you just can't fathom reality. You just can't grip at what it is hard to explain. He said it's hard to explain. The only way I can explain it is it's like being trapped down a well and trying to climb out the well, and every time you try, you fall back down again. There's nothing to help you at all to get out the well. No ladders, no ropes, and you just give up. You just wait for a miracle, wait for some kind of miracle. Yeah. And then he goes on to talk about Twitter, about how it's toxic and negative, but you got addicted to it. I can understand that. It's like you go onto TikTok and then 2 hours later you're still scrolling up and you're thinking, what? Where's time gone? You know, and you do get to the point where you want to see what the next news is next, and you keep refreshing the page just to see what's happening, and you know, anything to fill up negative void kind of thing. You know, you need negativity, but you don't need negativity at all. I think people just thrive off it. And as he says in the next part.
And the thing about anxiety for me is it's very physical. I know it's a mental problem, but for me, I feel it. It hurts. It hurts a lot. Especially, I don't know how to explain it. Depression does that too, for me personally. Even though nothing is physically wrong with me, I can feel what I'm supposed to be feeling. Like for me, depression isn't sadness at all. Sadness, I would sometimes be kind of happy to even feel when I'm in the midst of depression, because for me, depression is nothing. It's nothing. Well, the truth of the matter is negative things get more money. They get more views. They get more attention. They get more everything. And so I was like, if I stop creating these things, then my entire business is going to fall apart. I have a business obligation to talk about bad things. And it's not just me either. I would also pay other people to help me with this kind of thing. So that's sort of where my mind was like, I have to do this. Otherwise, I'm going to fall apart and lose everything, and my business is going to fall apart. And then my business fell apart anyway because of my mental health. So.
And then the final part I managed to capture out of it was over-explaining things, which I do a lot of. Especially, you do it without realising. I even repeat myself now and again when I'm talking to someone. I repeat the same thing about 3 or 4 times. And that stems from, in the past, feeling that no one's listening to me. So I have to say things a few times before someone listens to me. But even though I don't need to do that now, because people do listen to me, but it's this case of I still do it. You know, it's like over-explaining things. I don't know why I have to justify it, but I do. You know I do it, but when I do it, I don't realise to stop it. It's a strange thing, isn't it?
I always over-explain things. I always feel the need to have a reason for why I feel things. But the truth of the matter is, I don't need a reason to feel things, and I don't need permission to feel the way that I do. And so I think realizing that sort of has made it a lot easier to breathe. And I hope maybe you watching it can get some of that from me.
So the reason why I did this is because more people really need to come out and talk about these kind of things. Don't keep it hidden. I mean, I know mainly as men were brought up to not to cry, not to feel emotions, blah blah blah. But that's so 30, 40 years ago. This is now the different decade, different place, different time, different, people should be able to talk about these things, and people do talk about these things. I talk about it. D'Angelo's talked about it, and a lot of other people do talk about it now. But I think we need to make it more known that negativity is a toxic thing. Negativity can cause these anxiety and depression. And maybe the people who were hooked on negativity, negative videos, it's like, are people who've got mental health issues. I don't know. Yeah. In the past, I've watched commentary channels. I've watched people slag people off and say bad things about people. But I don't anymore. But there was some kind of drama attached to it, you know what I mean? It's like, what's going to happen next, blah, 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 all the stuff about the Logan brothers and stuff. These things, I guess the human mind needs these things to, I don't know, I just can't explain it. Maybe there are videos out there that can explain it, you know what I mean? But anyway, I am filming another series of mental health, and I'm doing my year-long documentary following with diabetes and whatever, and reversing it and stuff like that. So that's out in December. So yeah, if you're watching this, D'Angleo Wallace, I'm only doing this in fair use because it's positive. I'm not saying anything bad about anyone or anything. I just want to use it as an example for more people to do this, talk about these things. It needs to be done more, especially as men, Okay, that's it really, and I guess I'll see you in the next one. Subscribe, like, comment, you know what to do if you want to, that is.